Just imagine having to wake up and repeat the same things the same way every day. Nothing changes, nothing develops, a fixed routine. Now imagine repeating the same sequence in another lifetime, time after time after time. In the modern video game language, this is an NPC, a non-player character. Anyone who believes that they are reborn with the same basic character and personality and are simply there to repeat a basic cycle under a new name and location has to eventually come to the realization that this creates a meaningless series of lives. If life and rebirth are to have any significance, it cannot be an eternal repeat of the same personality dealing with the same things time and again. There was a motion picture in the USA some years ago called Groundhog Day. The hero of this movie was someone who had the same day repeat over and over again for him, while for others it was a new experience. Initially, he experienced extreme boredom and tried to commit suicide many times to end this meaningless cycle. That, of course, did not work, as he was put back into the same cycle time and time again. Then he tried to take advantage of his advanced knowledge of what was going to happen the next time around to beat the system. But he eventually found that this did not accomplish anything. Finally, he came upon the idea to develop himself both outwardly and inwardly, to advance as a human being and be compassionate, caring, and truly helpful to others. Once he came to this realization, the spell was broken, and time restarted for him in a life that now had meaning and significance. Everyone can recognize that the material sheath, the physical body, dissolves once death takes place. The vital sheath and the mental sheath, to the extent they are well formed, may exist for some time in their own native worlds. If a psychic being has purposely created a highly developed formation on one of these levels and bound it for use in the next lifetime, it may be possible for some formation to carry forward. Otherwise, once the energy of the vital formation or the mental formation has been exhausted, they too would dissipate. There are those who do not accept the notion of an immortal soul transitioning from one lifetime to another. They see a chain of causation and a flow of energy, which means that a particular mental formation will have an impact that carries forward, or a specific vital formation will have an impact that carries forward, without it being tied specifically to a specific individual ego personality that is reborn in the external world. There are also those who believe that the entire external world is an illusion, and the only solution is to enter a plane of consciousness that is independent of all the changes in the world. For these individuals, there is no need for continuance of a particular person or personality. Sri Aurobindo writes, quote, "You must avoid a popular blunder about reincarnation. The popular idea is that Titus Balbus is reborn again as John Smith, a man with the same personality, character, attainments as he had in his former life, with the sole difference that he wears coat and trousers instead of a toga and speaks in Cockney English instead of popular Latin. That is not the case. What would be the earthly use of repeating the same personality or character 1,000,000 times from the beginning of time till its end? The soul comes into birth for experience, for growth, for evolution, till it can bring the divine into matter. It is the central being that incarnates, not the outer personality. The personality is simply a mold that it creates for its figures of experience in that one life. In another birth, it will create for itself a different personality, different capacities, a different life and career. Supposing Virgil is born again, he may take up poetry in one or two other lives, but he will certainly not write an epic, but rather perhaps slight but elegant and beautiful lyrics, such as he wanted to write, but did not succeed in Rome. In another birth, he is likely to be no poet at all, but a philosopher and a yogin seeking to attain and to express the highest truth. For that, too, was an unrealized trend of his consciousness in that life. Perhaps before he had been a warrior or ruler doing deeds like Aeneas or Augustus, before he sang them, and so on. On this side or that, the central being develops a new character, a new personality, grows, develops, passes through all kinds of terrestrial experience. End quote. Reference, Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, The Psychic Being, Soul, Its Nature, Mission, and Evolution, Section 4, The Afterlife and Rebirth, pages 133 to 134.